Hey Narwhals, and welcome back to some more weight loss stories. Only a small percentage of our viewers actually subscribe. It's free and you can always change your mind later, so please tap subscribe to join the original 200k Narwhals. What is it like being fat? The good, bad, and even the mundane. Thanks. Recently lost over 90 pounds. Here are the main differences I noticed being fat. Strangers, both Mexes, seem less friendly. You can't fit into seats as well. Sitting next to people at the movies, airplanes, etc. sucks. You're always hot. Clothes are annoying. Nothing fits fat people currently. I was always holding back a fart. The good, I never have to worry about being hit on by bumholes and bars and clubs. The bad, only people that know me will look me in the eye when I see them in public. Some people enjoy pointing out that I'm fat, loudly and often from passing cars, not realizing that I already am fully aware of my size. Going on a date with someone who you presumed understood that you were overweight before they agreed to the date. They've seen realistic pictures of you and I've heard you tell them more than once that you're overweight, and watching the light die from their eyes when they look at you for the first time. And no amount of winning personality can relight them. Dreading any interactions with young children in public that you don't know. The instant judgment received from any and all checkout clerks at grocery stores, even more so now that I'm following a ketogenic nutrition plan. I'm putting off travel plans that might include an air flight because you can't afford 2 seats. You don't want to have to ask for the seatbelt extender, and or you just don't want to see the look of disgust on the person you're having to sit next to, or the relief in the person that you're passing by. Being out with friends and having a good time until you hear a bunch of people laughing nearby and immediately assuming that they're making fun of you. The dread of going to a new restaurant in your town because you don't know if they have tables in addition to booths. Having friends that may want to lose as much as 15 pounds groan about how fat they are and how miserable their lives are because of those extra 15 pounds. Wondering whether you can or should trust any and every chair you sit in ever. Feeling the need to justify every calorie that goes into your mouth to people around you now that you've let on that you're making dietary changes in your life. Hating every single picture that's taken of you because you don't have a good side. You have a hold the camera up and away from you so that your double chin isn't as prominent side. Blowing out the banana area in most of your pants, or rubbing the thighs out. Being extra meticulous about your personal hygiene because you've been called out on it when you haven't. And just wanting to be treated like everyone else. I used to weigh 400 pounds. It sucked. Clothes were more expensive, other dudes didn't respect me, girls wouldn't frig me, couldn't really do anything physical, no real upside. The only good is not being cold in winter. I dropped 70 pounds a while ago, and before, winters would barely faze me. And now, I can't get warm enough without throwing on 30 layers. On the flip side, while overweight, you sweat like a hog in the summers. Now the heat doesn't bother me so much. I'm 5'7", and at one point in my 20s, I got up to an even 200 pounds. I couldn't sleep well. When I went shopping, I loved clothes. Nothing I tried on would fit right. Most times, I would end up crying quietly in the fitting room, and don't even get me started on bra shopping at Victoria's Secret. That was a total mind frig. The light in those fitting rooms just magnifies every bump and dimple that you have. I became the girl that guys would sleep with and then never call again. The moment I realized I was actually really fat was when I made a joke to my friends about being fat, and instead of, "Don't say that, you're not fat," I got a really awkward, "Ah." So I lost weight, got down to a comfortable 145, and I could actually enjoy shopping again. I would get hit on occasionally at the bar, and I could hang out with my girlfriends and not feel self-conscious about being the fat friend. I'm not terribly fat. In the BMI charts, I am obese, but my proportions are not that terrible. Becoming fat after being thin your whole life is really traumatizing. I specifically recall laying on my side watching TV and realizing I have 2 stomach rolls that rubbed and put pressure on my sides. I also remember wrestling with my boyfriend and suddenly having a sharp pain in my skin and looking to see a baby stretch mark that had literally just burst. Recently, I had no stretch marks on my stomach, but plenty everywhere else, and I noticed a few creases around my belly button. I managed to photojournal the growth of these stretch marks that I will live with for the rest of my life. Clothes shopping is a nightmare. I used to be a little impulsive when it came to shopping. I'd grab smalls of whatever looked cute and buy without trying them on. Now, I have to carefully select shirts that will look okay on my new body. Then, there's the trouble finding it in a size large or extra large. I am also at this crappy place where plus size doesn't fit. I am really short. I look fat for my body, but someone a normal height would only look chubby with my weight. So I am stuck searching for those golden larges. I frequently leave the mall without buying anything, and I'm in desperate need of clothes. My self-image is terrible. I've been trying to change. I watch the scale go up slowly, and I convince myself that I'm bloated or whatever. This time last year, I promised myself I never weigh more than 160. I am in the mid-170s right now. I have trouble breathing while doing anything active, and my knees and feet are always in pain, so exercising always seems really daunting. I also have an out-of-control food habit that seems too big of a beast to tackle. My hormones are out of control, I PMS worse than I ever have, and I'm worried about my fertility, let alone what a pregnancy would do to me physically. Basically, it's awful. Too long didn't read. If you aren't fat, try to stay not fat. Be proactive now, and you will be forever grateful. The good? Nothing. For me, there was seriously nothing good about it at all. The bad? Hating myself, feeling inadequate and undesirable, feeling like I was being judged before people would even get to know me, that I'd have to work hard for people to see me for who I am. Now that I'm fit, it feels easier. It may all be in my head, but it was there nonetheless. The lack of energy though, it was horrible. I spent so much time thinking I should lose weight, that I was hideous, disgusting. So I started working out, but it took so much of me to keep it going that I desired to just sit down, relax, and eat all the more. For that was my relaxation, to eat, sit, relax. Relapse after relapse, and the hatred grew while the surplus of energy dwindled down. Unless you want to truly hate yourself and end up with a body that may take decades to change back, get your crap straight right away. I think the worst is how you get treated. People seem to forget that overweight people also have feelings. We are still human. I get that some people think it's gross to be overweight, and it's something that can be changed, but that doesn't mean you have to be cruel to a person just because you don't like how they look. The best part is being an awesome cuddler. Everyone who isn't a complete idiot to me because of my weight thinks I'm amazing to cuddle and hug. I love hugs, so that's the best. When I was skinny, I was always told to stop because I was too bony. Then there's clothes. I'm not exactly a fashionista, but sometimes I like to look nice, and clothes that look amazing on thin women do not look amazing on me. I don't really care as much as I used to, but sometimes it just sucks. I like to dress up every now and then for my husband, and it's kind of challenging to find really flattering clothes. Good, sometimes I can use my stomach as a coaster. And bad, I'm in a constant battle with myself over every health-related decision, and 99% of the time my appetite beats my logic. I cannot see a piece of pizza without having the thought, there is nothing in this world that will make me happy at this moment, except pizza. I must have pizza. If I tell myself no, I spend the rest of the night thinking pizza, 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 and I am unable to find enjoyment out of my life. There are times where I will eat myself to the point of being physically unable to breathe. I know I will die early and in pain. Mundane, I love to dress professional. I love looking nice. However, I have a stomach overhang, so I either have to choose between wearing suspenders and having my pants go up way higher than they should be, deal with a disgusting gut flopping over my belt line, or wearing unprofessional clothes. Words cannot describe the utter frustration and disappointment I have getting dressed and looking at myself. The good, I'm fun to hug. I can keep you warm. Bumholes won't hit on me. The bad, I am looked at whenever I go anywhere in public. Being bigger, but definitely trying to slim down, 10 pounds down, has made me very self-conscious of myself. I try not to order food that will draw attention to me or wear clothes that will draw attention to my form. I'm 5'10" and weigh 268 pounds, so I'm considered fat, although I don't carry it as badly because of my height. It pretty much sucks, because my family has a lot of diseases and disorders that are exacerbated by obesity, many of which I have, IBS, a slew of anxiety disorders, and gallbladder issues and disease. I'm actually working to lose weight now. I peaked at 300 pounds and I'm down to 268 after doing P90X with my father and brother for a few months now, and I'm hoping to stay the course this time. I'm really fearful of contracting type 2 diabetes like my grandmother has. She's not even that heavy, but it runs in the family, and being heavy makes it so much worse. There really isn't anything good about being fat. I've been fat my whole life. I've had my ups and downs, but historically, I've never been able to conquer this demon. The worst part about being fat are really all the little things that people of average weight take for granted. For example, being able to shop for clothing in a regular store. I'm 6'4" and weigh over 300 pounds. I can't go into a Macy's and pick up a pair of pants or find a t-shirt. I have to go find a place that carries clothes for big and tall, and usually they're not as nice. And that brings us to the end, Narwhals. Please tap subscribe to join the original 200k Narwhals. And lastly, here's our featured Narwhal of the day. I recreated some old pictures.